By attending this webinar, you agree to the privacy of Toastmasters International, as well as the unassociated remote hosting service. Some of your personal information, such as your name, image, and any shared messages, may be shared with any other meeting participants and will be recorded by Toastmasters International, who may use in the recording future as it sees fit. Your remote attendance thereby discharges Toastmasters International from all claims, demands, rights, promises, damages, and liabilities arising out of or in connection with the use or distribution of said video recordings, including but not limited to any claims for invasion of privacy, appropriation of likeness, or defamation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome 𝗙𝗶𝗸𝗀𝘀. Over to you, 𝗙𝗶𝗸𝗀.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nicole, for the introduction. Very good morning, everyone. I see most videos are off. That's fine, but I would like to have some engagement with all of you, else I'll think that I'm only speaking to maybe Robert and Nicole. So a quick check. Can I ask for you to just come to the chat and help me understand where are you right now when it comes to LinkedIn? So let's say a ranking from 0 to 10. 10 being you at least post once a week. That's 10. 5 is occasionally I open LinkedIn and check 𝗟𝗶𝗍𝗀. 0 being I barely touch LinkedIn. So where would you rate yourself between 0 to 10 on LinkedIn? Can you just quickly type that on the chat? At least I will have an idea where all of us stand in LinkedIn. So, if you do more than one posting, maybe you can put 10 plus plus. 72530. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of work to do today. Now, the question to ask here is, first, how much do you want to use LinkedIn to actually build your brand? I'm going to interchange between your personal brand and also about advocating and speaking about Toastmasters. Allow me to just quickly share my screen, and I want to ask this question. Can I just get a signal if everyone can see my screen? All right. My question is this. How do you think branding actually impacts our subconscious mind? Anyone has an answer for this? If you can quickly type that on the chat. We'll have a short discussion on this before we go into LinkedIn. How does branding impact the subconscious mind? Anyone? Okay, maybe let me rephrase that question. How many of you are used to seeing advertisements? Branding is like, I'm loving it at MACD. It's a psychological effect, yes. If I were to ask all of you right now, what is Nike's tagline? Can anyone tell me what is Nike's tagline?
Just do it.
Okay, so at what age did you sit and remember this? Did you force yourself, Nike tagline, just do it. Nike tagline, just do it. Did you force yourself to remember this? Maybe another question. Anyone remember Honda's tagline? Maybe the car lovers may know it. Milo? The power of your dreams. Yes. Jeffrey, did you sit down to memorize this?
No, I know it. I know it.
Know it. But how do you know it, Jeffrey?
Maybe yes. One of the chats say I love cars. Yeah.
All right, good. So here's the thing about branding, marketing, advertisement. We don't sit and memorize all of this, but because we see it frequently enough, whether we are driving by the highway, right now, if you switch on YouTube, it pops up on, short video clips pops up, whether it's Nestle or a soap detergent. If you're on Facebook, ads pop up. Subconsciously, unconsciously, all this is registering in our brain. And we do not know. We don't force ourselves to memorize. Neither do we unforce ourselves to don't memorize, but it sticks to our mind. So the question to ask ourselves is, what are we doing or what do we want to do for people to start remembering what we do? And all of this happens very subtly. And that's why marketing ads are doing fantastic. They implant all kinds of things in your brain for you to be doing it. And you know who are the best victims? Kids, because they force the parents to buy. So just take a moment to think and ask yourself this. what do I want to be known as? And with that, I just want to also ask you this. If I were to ask you this, in 10 to 15 words or less, describe you or yourself, how would you define yourself? If I can give you some examples, and let's just do this together. If you have a pen and paper, let's do this. Or if you want to type it on the chat, also you can. So here are some examples that I've picked for you. Global speaker and success coach, inspire teams to improve sales success, service experience, and leadership performance. Career services, career coach, helping young professionals to create fulfilling careers. 2019, communications graduate seeking position in media industry. Marketing major seeking position with social entrepreneurship startup. I just picked up random people from the industry. It can be a graduate, it can be a working professional. But how would you like to be known as or remembered as? So maybe if you can just share this on the chat, then we can quickly move on to the next one. If you feel shy to share, it's okay. You can just type on, I don't want to share, then at least I know I can continue. But if you like to share, that would be great. A normal Toastmaster. Why am I not surprised, Robert? Anyone else would like to share? World-class speaking. Hey, Fatima is in the room. World-class speaking confidence coach and global speaker. Yes. Anyone else before I continue? Ambitious, determined towards improvement, world-class technical communicator. I love all these things that you are sharing. Let's also do this. Can you go to Google your name, and do you see yourself, your name in the first page? Can you find yourself as you have described earlier? So just quickly go to a web browser, whether it's Google or any web browser that you're using. Just do a search of your full name. And if you're okay, do share with us what comes up from your sharing. Your LinkedIn comes, but Fatima, do you get, besides your LinkedIn, do you get descriptions in the first page that describes what you said earlier? World-class speaking confidence coach and global speaker in the search page itself. Okay, Robert has got himself and few other people that's not him. So that could be a case of identity crisis when someone who doesn't know Robert checks him out. So yay, Sajini got herself the first one, LinkedIn. All right, Sajini, does this match what you would like to be known as?
This is basically what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I have to have a little bit more on this.
Okay. But on a first look, at least it shows what you do and who you are, correct?
Yes.
All right. So why I asked to do this is because it's very, very crucial that you first need to know yourself, because that's how then you know how you want to be portrayed. Because or not, there really will be an identity crisis. You may be someone who is passionate about, maybe let me just pick up the role as a trainer. You're a trainer, but then when people do a search on your name, it comes out that you are a cat lover. Nothing wrong with that. But is that what you want to be known as? So that's why knowing what you want, who you want to be, then you need to check whether when you do a search, all this is aligned. I'm speaking about LinkedIn, but we also still have other social medias which Ken Ng is going to share in a short while. But the question is, you really need to know what you want to be, what you would like to know, what you would like people to know you as. And always remember this. You can't want to be saying about something, but then Google search then comes out of you being an advocate of something else, unless that's what you want. So do take time to figure out on your own, who are you, who do you want to be known? And I know a lot of people are also people who are working in organizations. So you could be an IT support who is passionate in Toastmasters. You could be an accountant, you could be a HR who's fond and passionate about Toastmasters. So you need to know how you want to be known. Moving on next is also, it's not only what you say you are, people must also resonate and say that for yourself. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with who I am, but I speak on gratitude. So it will be very rare that I am known for stress management or team building. That's not who I am. Anyone in the market will know when you speak about Bhavani, it's mostly all about gratitude. and maybe coaching, speaking. But my core theme is it's all about gratitude. So you need to know whether what you think you are is the same as what people think you are. If not, you're going to have a real identity crisis in your hand. Now, I just want to ask everyone in this group, we have a very small, comfortable group, intimate group. Would you like to go straight into LinkedIn and let's look at how to make LinkedIn profile up to notch? Or do you want me to just talk about how to just use LinkedIn, how to do posts? Which would you like? Then I will pay more attention to that.
Number one.
Sorry?
The first one, go straight into LinkedIn.
Go straight into LinkedIn, okay? Anyone else? Do you have a different preference? Number one. Okay. So because all of you took the time on a Saturday morning, Fatima, never mind, for you, special case, you come to me personally, I'll do more for you. Because on this Saturday morning, you all took the time to come and attend this session, I've actually prepared a checklist for all of you here. This checklist will be very useful for you to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is up to date. Why I say that? LinkedIn is a different animal when you compare to TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. LinkedIn is very algorithm sensitive. And one of the first things you need to know and must do is that you need to have your profile fully updated. Because a fully updated profile then shows that you are serious, you are real, you are authentic. That gives people an insight to who you are. So one of the first things that you need to do, and this will take a while, you may not be able to do it within half an hour. So use this checklist after this session to go through your profile and make sure your profile is correct. And if I have your permission, I'm just going to use my own profile to go through so that it's easy for me to show you what I have instead of making someone a victim and showing their LinkedIn. So I am just going to open my LinkedIn and you all can see my LinkedIn.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now I am just going to show, okay. Mr. Siva, could we share that checklist so that everyone has that with them? If you can open the checklist, then I will just quickly go through what you need to ensure you have in your profile. So once you have the checklist, you will just be able to see this. One of the first things you need to do is make sure that your photos are updated. This could be a familiar photo, people that you see here, that's CP, that's Sri with me on stage. Why I use this? Because currently this is the most recent event that I had and I just wanted it to be there. So this is very, very important. And I just want to share this with you. Here are some tips on how you can use your cover photo. Now, this is one way to showcase your cover photo, which is basically to show who you are, what you do. So I'm just going to quickly pick up some names and show you all the differences, how people have. So this is 𝗟𝗃, another friend, and he basically just did something on Canva of himself, his website, what he does, and his core offerings. So make full use of banners like this. Andrea Edwards. Use banners because this is where you can also showcase yourself and what you want. And it could be Toastmasters logo itself or a Toastmasters event that you are attending. So this is another friend of mine who's based in Singapore right now. This is what she does. She has got a quote. She has a collage of people who have bought her book and she just put herself here. Now available where her book can be bought. So make full use of this part of LinkedIn, which is your cover photo. Now next is also your personal photo. Please avoid putting any other photo like a cat, a flower, a rainbow. I'm so sorry, there's someone at the door, but I'm just going to ignore. Please make sure that you have a personal photo that you put here. Avoid group photos because people will not know which is you. Put something that is yourself and also make sure you have this. Now, names are super, super important. Please avoid using short names and please avoid using glamour names. This is a professional networking platform. You want to be known with your full name. If you have a nickname that you use, maybe put that in brackets. Let me show you someone who uses a nickname. This is a friend of mine. who uses a nickname. She uses Bhuvana. People only know her as Bhuvana, but this is her full name, Bhuvaneswari Subramaniam. So what she does is she has put her name in brackets so that she is still identifiable. Her photos is a validation that this is the correct account, this is who she is. And see how she has made use of her cover photo. Her title, Coach Bhuvana, what she does, she's all about SDG goals. This is what she has done for herself. So this part is truly, truly crucial for identification purpose. Now, this is what we call a headline. Headline is sort of a description, how you want to be known. In my case, I currently just have it as my credentials, certified coach, certified speaker, gratitude advocate. But you can also change it to like what 𝗟𝗃𝗃 does. 𝗟𝗃𝗃 actually has something like this. I help businesses optimize for revenue and profit through consultation and workshops, and then his credentials. So this is where you can play along and figure out what you want to use as a headline, because these are one of the first things that people see when they do a search, this portion of LinkedIn. Of course, if you are in your own LinkedIn, you will also be able to see your own analytics. This is not available for others to see, but these are your analytics, and you can actually go and look at your statistics, what's been happening with your profile. It's sort of like a screenshot of what's been happening on your profile, and you know what you are doing right. So I've not been very active actually in the past 1 month. So my ranking actually has dropped. For some reason, my follower has increased, but my post impressions really have dropped by 57%. And that's because I have been ignoring LinkedIn for a while in the last 1 month. About is also very crucial because about tells people about yourself. So this is where you can speak about who you are, your love for Toastmasters, or your love for any other thing for the matters. Take time to craft this because this is what people will get to see about yourself. So these are things that's in the checklist. Please make sure you take time, do this. Now, this is also another badly forgotten or ignored part, featured. Featured is all the things that you want people to be able to see. So this is of course very recent, my CSP, but these are posts that has been very long. This was during COVID. This is appreciation at workplace was, I think, maybe last year. So why do I put this is if someone wants to engage me, these are the things that I want to be able to make sure they get to see. So this is about my book launch. This was an award, I think, in 19, I think. So all this is part of featured. So make sure this is activated. And what can you have on your featured? It could be some important activities that you have done. It could be AC that you are attending. It could be district officer training. It could be events that's very meaningful for you. So this gives people who see your your profile a view of yourself. Now, we all love Toastmasters, and the way that we want to do about showing your love is basically this. We need to be constantly talking about it, showing it, and it all comes to this. It's about filling up all your profile in a way that you describe yourself and your passion. Now, let me just give you an example, or let me just go through the profile first. Please also just make sure that you have your experiences, which is your work history, filled up. Why all this is important? It may look insignificant, but why it's important? Simply because then this shows that you are real, you took time to fill all of this up, and it gives people an idea who you are, what you do. So in my case, I'm currently holding a post in IAC. So if you hold any post in Toastmasters, this would be a place to make sure you feature that. If you have any license and certifications, also please just upload those. Volunteering your skills. Now, if you are someone who is doing business, and it doesn't matter if you're still in organizations as well, getting recommendations is very, very powerful. It's also very, very important. Simple things, even if you do club meetings, even if you do any events in Toastmasters, you may want to get someone to come and say something about you, because then this actually shows people credibility. It shows people like, wow, Toastmasters can do this. Wow, this person learned so much from Toastmasters. Wow, I didn't know Toastmasters could do that for someone. So get recommendations from fellow friends, people who visited your club, maybe give you recommendations, because these are powerful testimonials. So let me now go into the meat of things. the postings. You can't, often I have this very funny answer when I ask people, how often do you, how active are you on LinkedIn? And they say, oh, I'm very active. And I say, I don't see any posts. Oh, every day I open and see. Open and see is not active. Open and see is just browsing. When in LinkedIn, when we say active, it's really all about posting. So you need to be making sure you post. And on LinkedIn, people don't want to see selfies of you eating nasi lemak. People don't want to see you your selfies having ikan bakar, unless there's a story attached to it. If it's a ikan bakar that you're having with Didi, Dr. Yvonne, and there's a story to it, what you shared, what you learned, what was the conversation about, then that may be relevant. Let me just quickly give you some tips what you can share on LinkedIn. So this is my personal story, my recent CSP that I got, I think about a week or two ago. Why I wrote this is simply because this has been something that has been on my bucket list for 10 years. 10 years I've been aiming for this and I just got it. So this was my story. I've been on pins and needles since I submitted the application, and then the whole story, how it went and who I wanted to thank. Why I wrote this is first to tell the whole world I got my CSP finally. And second, that's just a validation of me as a professional speaker. But what I always look at is what's happening to my post. So this got about 3,800 impressions. That means this is the number of people who may have stopped to look at it, read it, but these are not the people who will actually go and click like. You see, the people who click like is only about 130. But there are more that actually read the post, but they didn't do anything. And of course, there's lesser that commented. So in your own LinkedIn profile, you'll be able to see this, but others will not be able to see this. So even if you go into my profile right now, you will not be able to see these impressions. You'll just be able to see the likes and comments. This is not something that you'll be able to see. It's only for you personally. This is pretty much a selfie with my friend Kathy in a training session. Why? I spoke about the unintended consequence of words. Why I just wanted to say why coaching is important, why holding space for a client during coaching is important. So what I'm trying to do here is to tell people I also do coaching. Coaching is important, and these are important things in coaching. So this has got about also 3,000 overviews, about 90 over likes, very few comments. This is just me reposting something for a friend, reposting something for IAC. This was me at a book launch. I attended a book launch where I wrote a foreword for it. So I took photo with the authors and I just said, this is about the book. I was asked to endorse. I wrote the endorsement. I just went there. And then I just wrote a little bit about the book. 𝗟𝗶𝗱𝗀 is a book where stories are told alongside business lessons. This has only about 1,004 impressions, not much. Even the likes are little. And this is bound to happen. Different posts will give you different types of engagements. This was about a month back. This is where 𝗟𝗶𝗍 and I did something crazy. So I wrote a story about it where people ask me whether I'm crazy. Maybe I am. I still am, I think. But this is a story about how we got our Malaysia Book of Records. That has got slightly more likes. That has got 5,700. More people have engaged on it, but you see comments are only about 70 plus. Okay, this is someone else's comment. Okay, this is also me in a speaking engagement. I spoke at 𝗙𝗃𝗃's conference and I wrote about it. 2,000 over engagement, this many postings. So that gives you a brief snippet of how postings should be. Postings should be content and value driven. It's very different from what we do on Instagram where we take photos. Even without any writing, it's good to go. But in LinkedIn, people want to be able to read something. And when I say something, it's something of value. So let's say we have a club meeting and you did table topics. And it was a tough topic that you struggled, but you managed. Speak about that experience. That was something that you are so unfamiliar about, but you took the challenge and you did it. And what it required you to do? It required you to think on feet. It required you to put words together to do the table topics. It required you to just be able to be creative, whether it makes sense or not. So share those experiences, because then people will be like, wow, in less than 1 minute, 2 minutes, you're able to do that. So people who are struggling may be like, hey, how did you do that? Is that what Toastmasters does? Because please remember, not everyone is familiar what Toastmasters is. Everyone do not know what Toastmasters does. So these are little stories that when you write about it, people will get an idea. Oh, okay, they gain this from Toastmasters. They learn this from Toastmasters. And it gives people, whether it's an individual or whether it's an organization, it gives people the impression, maybe Toastmasters is something that we need to pick up. Maybe I need to go and visit and see how is it that I can benefit from it. So it's through your stories, your experience, that people will be attracted. If you're going to write, and I apologize for saying this, but this is the reality. If you're going to write a post about Toastmasters, what it does and all, it's definitely not going to get as much likes as your own personal story with your own personal photo. Just try it and see. Put 3 reasons why you should join Toastmasters and put like a literature text, and write another one why you should join Toastmasters, 3 sharings why you felt Toastmasters were beneficial. See which post gives you more engagement. People are always attracted to personal stories because stories connect emotionally. If you look back at all the advertisements, why is it that we get attracted to advertisements and we remember them subconsciously, even if we didn't intend to? Because there was something in it that made you remember. So how do you make your stories, your content memorable? It's basically using storytelling concepts. And you can use different stories. Occasionally, it can be even about personal life where you learn a session. It could be just having, I think it was Jeffrey who said earlier, he met Robert yesterday. So Jeffrey, you can just speak about what meeting Robert was like yesterday. What was your conversation about? What did you learn or what did you discover? And people are going to be like, maybe I should try and go for one meeting and see what I learned. So see how powerful stories can be. And another aspect of stories that is very, very powerful is being vulnerable. If you can say that I met with Robert and I was almost giving up because I couldn't do my speech. It's a struggle for me. I keep trying to craft a good speech, but I just am not confident. I feel like giving up. And Robert says, you know what? No one is perfect. Just give it a go. Don't quit before you try. And you feel like maybe I should just try. It's going to be December in a couple of months. I still have a couple of months. Maybe let me try. And then just say, thank you, Robert, because I have a little bit more confidence and I'll just give it a try because you told me so. So sometimes being vulnerable gives people the impression that, oh, there are others who are also like me who's struggling. And that gives them the empathy and the compassion to actually say, I too have difficulty. Maybe I should try. So you never know what your stories does for people, because people relate through stories, and people relate to your experience. Because when you're vulnerable, it doesn't come out on the post, but you will get a lot of personal messages. I too felt like that. I thought I was alone in my journey. How did you do it? Can you share where did you learn this? So you'll be surprised with your vulnerability stories, how it impacts people. And trust me, language and being able to speak is a challenge that many, many people have. So imagine if you can come and share your stories, how many organizations, how many people will actually be thinking, I too have this problem. Maybe it's time I did something. You really wouldn't know. And it's about being able to balance between yourself and the stories of Toastmasters that you want to share, because it builds trust. The more consistent you are in sharing, it builds trust that you are very sure of what you're talking, and people know that you're not just saying it. You're not just saying that Toastmasters is great, Toastmasters has been awesome. It shows people that you are in Toastmasters doing it. And let me share this one example. When I first started being active on LinkedIn, I was known because I was a speaker. But to change and tell people that I am also a coach and a facilitator now is a struggle for me, because that was a branding that I created back then as a speaker. It's taking a while for me to establish that I'm also a coach and a facilitator, But that's how powerful sometimes branding can be. It's good for my speaking career, but it's not that fantastic for my coaching and facilitation work, because people always identify me as a speaker first, speaker for gratitude. So as you are starting, because I saw the ranks that you all gave earlier, do it right the first time, because you have this opportunity. Figure out what is it that you want to do. How do you want to brand yourself? How do you want people to know you? And start talking about it. So if there's elements of your personal work that you want to include, it's fine. Please use that as well. Just make sure that your storyline in your profile, in the about, your headlines, all matches with the stories that you tell on LinkedIn. And trust me, LinkedIn profile is all about how much you engage. Look-see is not engagement on, it's not called being active on LinkedIn. Active is when you start doing posts, you start engaging on people's posts, you start connecting and networking with people. You have got the checklist I have given, right? Has that been given? Yes, okay. So look through the checklist. I would say that it will take you a while to even just do all of that, at least a day, maybe, if you sit down and do it. But you will find that the more you engage on LinkedIn, you will suddenly see that you have followers wanting to follow you. When you are posting good posts, good stories, people want to come and comment on your posts. And here's the one other thing. For some reason, I don't know why, Google seems to be good friends with LinkedIn. So anything that you do on LinkedIn is actually very Google friendly in terms of SEO, search engine optimization. So which is why some of you, when you Google, LinkedIn is the first thing that comes up. So the more you are active on LinkedIn, the more you use LinkedIn, when people search your full name, it will actually pop up on search that people do on the internet. Now, one other thing that's also important is that you need to be engaging on other people's posts. It's not a one-man island. Your posts are the only great, it's not the only great thing that's happening on LinkedIn. You also need to network and engage on other people's posts. And you know what? You already have a community here, which is going and liking and commenting on other fellow Toastmasters posts. So I always have people telling me this, Ayo Bhavani, I write a post, right? Nobody liked the post. It's okay, keep writing. Remember, there are a lot of silent readers. And if you're really so worried about no one liking it, send to 5 people that are your good friends and say, can you go and please write something on my LinkedIn? If they don't write, it's okay. Keep bugging them until they write something for you. I give you permission to do that. If your friends don't like me, I'm so sorry. But then just write. I know we all have this fear about, what if no one likes my post? What if no one go and comment? Ayo, how? Trust me, people are reading. People just don't click like. People just don't comment, and that's fine. You just want to keep appearing. And one other thing, keep this in mind. There is this fear of also missing out. You want to be in LinkedIn, you want to be doing this, because guess what? If someone is going to be searching on Toastmasters at a place where you are at, you'll be the one that they find. Of course, there are options for online clubs. But if you're somewhere in, I don't know, Sunway, if you're somewhere in Klang, or if you are somewhere in, give me other locations, Johor. I'm in KL. If people come and ask me, I'm definitely going to pass to the leads to the Toastmaster that I know in Johor. So have that fear of missing out. Be on LinkedIn because you don't want to be missed out by people. Keep doing it. And another disclaimer, please don't tell me 1 week I've been on LinkedIn and nothing happens. No. It took me almost 5-6 years to build my brand. It's work in progress, and you just have to keep doing it. It's delayed gratification. It works, like I said, it's a different animal. It works differently compared to Facebook ads or Instagram ads, where you immediately see results. LinkedIn is really all about building your professional brand, and it's work in progress. You have to keep doing it. After 1 week, don't say nothing happened, so I'm going to quit. After 2 months, oh, nothing has been happening. I've been writing every week, nothing happens. People don't immediately buy into the idea. People also take time. So you need to keep coming back. You need to keep coming back. You need to keep doing it. And also, guess what? The more you do, that's where your influencing power is. Because the more you write, the more you share, is where all your viewers are reading it, and they are slowly being influenced. Remember the Edwards? How we remember just do it, power of dreams? Because we keep seeing it. So the more you come up on LinkedIn, the more you start writing, people are seeing it. And like it or not, knowingly or unknowingly, you are influencing them. You are influencing them to say that I'm having fun in Toastmasters, you guys are missing it. I'm learning so much in Toastmasters, you are not learning. I'm meeting a lot of new friends. I am building relationships. I'm building networks on Toastmasters. You are not doing it. So if you are consistent, if you keep speaking about it, it's definitely going to help. But you got to be consistent. And LinkedIn, sadly, is often the most neglected social media platform being used by many. And you don't have to worry too much. Oh, does my club have a page? How do I, you know what? Don't overthink all of these things. Just go and share. Just name your club, who can be contacted if you want to, or just say, if you want to know more about Toastmasters, buzz me. Just start with all of these things. Don't complicate too much about where to link, where to do this, where to tag, what are the... Just share. Just share. Toastmasters is fun. I love Toastmasters. It's 100-year celebrations this year. Do use the hashtag. Trust me, you will influence people. So can you imagine if every week we have just about 100 people writing on Toastmasters in Malaysia? Imagine what that does in the power of influencing people around us. And I'm sure we have more than that many Toastmasters. We already have what? 20 people here. It just takes about 100 people to write every week, one post. And you can see the difference it makes to Toastmasters Club. So maybe that's a challenge I'll throw to Robert. Can you get 100 people to write every week, Robert? But here's the thing, it's powerful. If you really do it right, it is very powerful. Right? Someone wants to say something? Yes, no? Oh, okay. So just try it. It may look complicated. LinkedIn may look like, oh, it's so much work. It may look overwhelming, but trust me, the results are sweet and just beautiful. You just got to keep doing it. And since it's a very small group, right? Let me offer this to everyone in this group. Mr. Siva, can you screenshot so I know who's in this group? Only for the people in this group, I'm just going to do this. If you have any problems or if you want me to do an audit of your LinkedIn, message me and I'll help you do an audit and tell you where you need to improve or what you need to do more on your LinkedIn. I can't do for everyone on Toastmasters because then I will just have to quit my job and do that. But for the people in this room right now, I'm offering this. If you want me to help you do an audit for your account, LinkedIn account, message me that you were here in today's session and I'll help you do it. I really have found LinkedIn to help me with my brand. I've never paid for any advertisement. I've never done a single Facebook ad or an Instagram ad in my life. LinkedIn has been the only tool that I use to brand myself. And it works. But it takes time and it's a painful journey. I will tell you upfront. It's a painful journey simply because you keep writing and you think like, ayo, 1 month I'm writing. Ayo, 2 months I'm writing. Ayo, 1 year I'm writing. But guess what? All the writing previous years, I'm getting the benefits now. Because I've built trust. I've built enough visibility for people to see what I do. So don't give up. Please continue writing because while you are doing it for Toastmasters, you are also doing it for yourself. If you are in organizations, you will never know when you get headhunted because that's a very powerful place to be headhunted. So I know I still have time, but I just want to pause at this place at this time to just ask anyone got questions on LinkedIn itself that I can answer. Any questions? You can unmute and ask as well if you want to. Any questions? I do 2 different business. How to put them together? Sri, while I know, maybe you want to just unmute and tell so that I can answer and everyone understands.
I do. I have an engineering consultancy business, right? I do that one. And at the same time, I do training and all, training, speaking and all. So how do I decide post which one to which one? Or how do I make my header or banner? How do I see? Because I want to be fair to both of them. The clientele are different. The audience is different. The people are different. So
one thing, Sri, and this is also trial and error that you need to figure out what would sit best on you. So a cover photo can be two parts of it. One is maybe company ABC that is offering the technical services, XYZ that is doing the training services. And then you remember the about portion on the LinkedIn profile.
Mm-hmm.
Speak about that. Speak about this is where where you started and where your history is. And along the way, tie it back to training. You found a lot of leadership lessons because you focus on leadership, right? And
Yep.
few topics. Say that from that working experience, this is where you are right now. You also offer training solutions. You tie back your previous experience to this so that it doesn't look disjointed. It still looks connected. So while you still offer your technical training, you still offer your technical services, you also now have the training services going on same time. Does that make sense?
Okay. All right. Thanks.
And since you're here, you know where to find me to ask more if you want to.
Of course. Same club.
Yes. How to increase views for my posts and visibility too? Oh wait, sorry, I missed James. For LinkedIn, are there any optimizing keywords that can boost algorithm? Yes, James. If there is, are you asking for Toastmasters or your personal one? If for Toastmasters, just using the hashtag Toastmasters, and this is something that I am not sure, but Robert, maybe you can check what are the hashtags that Toastmasters officially use. That would actually help you. And second is you can pick up some generic hashtags like communication, leadership, trust, respect. These are all common hashtags that's widely used. So this is one way it will help, but don't depend on that. Just keep writing because LinkedIn is funny in the sense that a lot of people actually read your post. For some reason, they just don't go and click like or write something. I've had clients who come to me and when I ask where you found me, they say LinkedIn. And in my head, I'll be thinking, I never seen you like my post. And when I say that I've never seen you like my post, they're like, oh, usually I just read only, I never click anything. So we have a lot of silent readers. So don't be afraid. And if you really feel very insecure about your post, no one is going to like and all of that. There are what we call engagement pots that people do just so that you help to boost your post. Get 10 or 15 people together. Every time you do a LinkedIn post, share in that group so that everyone has an obligation to go and like the post. So fail, at least there's 5 to 10 likes that comes from your friends. That's one thing that you can do. And if there are people involved in your post, then tag the people who are involved. If you have a club meeting, there's at least 7 to 10 people who are there. If they're on LinkedIn, tag them because they are bound to actually feel, oh, someone tagged me. Oh, James tagged me. Oh, Jeffrey tagged me. They'll go and click like. So, but don't tag 10 people who are not relevant to the post. Tag people who are relevant to the post, especially if it's meetings, gatherings, directly or indirectly who are involved in that area that you're writing the post on. So that's one way where you can get people to come and like and engage on your post. Can I post about Toastmasters journey and my business in same page? Yes, Vigneswari, you can. So that's why it's very crucial that in your about portion on LinkedIn, make sure you speak about both. This is your business, what you do. You're also a Toastmaster and why you love Toastmasters, how it has helped you. So if someone is curious about you, when they go back to your profile, it's there. So getting your profile fully updated, that plays a role because that helps people to understand why one day she's posting this, why one day she's posting Toastmasters, which is she. So it makes sense to people that this is you, that's your professional work. This is something that you do for your professional development. So it's okay for you to do that. Catherine, I hope I answered your question about increasing views for your post and visibility. Any other question? If we all can, just whoever who's in this room, right, can have the commitment of just writing about Toastmasters, tagging District 102 once a week, I tell you, it makes a big difference in the viewership for District 102. Because LinkedIn is all about the algorithm game. You just need to know how to play with the algorithm, and it's a hashtags and tagging that is one of those important tools that you can leverage. Come on, guys, we still have time, make full use of the time when I'm free to give you answers. Because when you message me later, it may take me a while to reply. So now you have me here to answer your questions fast and directly.
I don't have a question, but as you were speaking just now, I also searched who I am. I searched for my name on LinkedIn to see whether I appeared. Oh, yes, I appeared on the front page of Google, and it was a LinkedIn link. So I was not convinced because since this is my laptop and Google knows that I'm Robert Ram, of course, it will show my results. So I searched for a few other people in this room, okay? And guess what? Their name also appeared on the first link in Google, their results. So I'm impressed with what you have shared with me. This is an eye-opener to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert, for validating that. Yes. It's not, I like how you thought, because it's my computer, it recognizes me first. It's not. It's simply because for some reason, Google algorithm always picks up on LinkedIn. So if you're active on LinkedIn, it always picks up LinkedIn. And I have a personal problem as well. I have a website with my own name, 𝗟𝗲𝗱𝗀.com. But even then, LinkedIn still picks up LinkedIn first before my own personal website. That's how powerful I find LinkedIn to be. I need to do more work on my SEO on my website if I want that to come first before my LinkedIn. How to get people to give you recommendations? This is a very important question. Thanks for asking this. Let me just go back to LinkedIn so that I can show you how it's done. So let's say, Robert, are we connected? Oh, I'm not connected with you, Robert. I'm so sorry. Send me without a note. And maybe, I know I'm connected with Sri. Let me just go and, okay. This is how we ask for recommendation. So since I'm connected with Sri, I need to go to Sri's profile. You see this more here. Click on more, request a recommendation. And then what happens is, see, this is why LinkedIn is good. And in Chinese, we say mafan because it really asks you to do a lot of work. So first I need to establish how I know Sri. So let's say I worked with Sri in the same group. Position. Oh God, okay. This is my very old credentials, but I'll just use it because I was in PQD at one time. So let's say, you see, this is the thing. If you just use the standard text, right? Sri is just going to give me a cliche answer. Yeah, Bhavani is good to work with. She's a great teammate. And I don't want those answers because we tend to write nice things, but I want it to be very specific. And I will say, hi, Sri, could you write me a recommendation, please, based on our recent experience working for the 102 hours for district and your testimonial on how I contributed to this project. So now Sri has no choice but to answer these questions. He's going to talk about the 102 hours and how my contribution helped 102 hours non-stop. Why this is important? So that it gives Sri a frame of mind where to focus on, and he'll be very focused on this project. So that gives me credibility that, and I'm just doing this on a general basis, that gives me the credibility that I am someone that can be trusted to be working in organization or even projects, and what kind of contribution. So in this case was the network of speakers that I brought to. So maybe Sri speaks about my connection and speakers and the lineup that I brought for 102 hours that helped the project. So this is how you actually ask a recommendation. Be specific. So if it's about club meeting, if it's about an event like today's event, be specific and say, can you write about this event or the job that I did for this year, so that people have a frame of mind where to focus on. Then Sri, you don't have to answer this, but I'm just going to send this to you. I will just send this to Sri.
Never mind, I will give you a recommendation. No worries. Since you asked for it.
Oh, apparently I've already asked you, Sri, so I can't ask you again. You never answered.
Okay, I remember that one.
There's a pop-up here that says you have already sent Sri a recommendation request. So obviously, maybe when I was in PQD, I asked Sri, maybe.
No.
So anyway, that's how you go and ask. Go to the person's profile, request a recommendation, but you must be connected with the person or not. You can't activate this part. So that's how you actually ask for recommendation.
So for example, after this training, you ask Sivalingam or Robert to give you a recommendation as a speaker, and then or any of the audience here, and then they share how was you sharing information, everything,
Yes.
right?
You know what? Sometimes I don't have to be the one asking. So for an example, if someone wants to give Robert a testimonial, and I think I still have time to do this. I think please just give me a few minutes. If I want to give Robert, right, without Robert asking me, I can just, Robert, I hope you have accepted my request. You're still second, lah. I can always go and recommend Robert even if Robert didn't ask me. So let's say we work in a different group. Robert, you didn't update your profile, lah. Alamak. Okay, never mind.
Robert, PQD, CGD.
Mana Robert? Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
you can always say I'm the best SEO specialist in the whole world. I accept.
Okay, never mind. So maybe then I will go and give Robert a recommendation. Who worked with Robert in District 102. He is a visionary leader, passionate about advocating crucial conversations. I'm just writing a simple one.
You're sending, it's worked with Robert.
Who's person play a role? He spends a lot of time building people and getting people together to create new clubs. Example. So Robert didn't ask me for a testimonial, but I decided to give Robert a testimonial. I can just go and send it to Robert. Sorry, yeah, I know it's read already, but maybe that's whoever who has a question for me, I'll reply you in a short while. But you can also give testimonial to people without them asking you. So if you feel like you want to give PDD, 𝗙𝗵𝗀, current DD, Dr. Yvonne a testimonial, feel free to go and do it on your own without them asking from you. Ravindra, very quickly, I reply your message. Yes, I can do an audit for you since you are here today. And that's all from me. Feel free to please message me. If you're in this group today, I will definitely honor your presence and I'll definitely answer your questions. Just message me on LinkedIn. Sometimes I may be a bit late in replying, but I will reply. And thank you so much for being here on a Saturday morning. Back to you, Toastmaster Nicole.
Thank you very much, 𝗙𝗲𝗍. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a very warm applause to 𝗙𝗲𝗍 for her tips today on how to create more visibility on our LinkedIn profiles. From what I've learned from her today, she started by giving us tips on what we need to know about ourselves, who we are and what we represent, what kind of tagline you want to put about yourself on LinkedIn, getting recommendations from colleagues, your business associates on your LinkedIn profile. And it's all about posting. So try to post at least one story about yourself on LinkedIn. Tell every posting that you have, tell a story, something that you may have learned, experienced, or encountered to create more visibility and viewing towards your LinkedIn profile. Thank you so much, 𝗙𝗲𝗍. I really learned a lot from you today and for your sharing with all of us.